Am I audible? If audible, please confirm yes in the chat. If audible, please confirm yes in the chat. So anyone, please, yes, okay, fine, thank you. Okay, now before we start, I will share my screen. Okay, sorry guys, just got a network issue. So hope you guys can hear me, right? Can you please once again confirm that you can hear me or not? And also my screen is visible or not? Yes, okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, fine. So, welcome everyone. Today we are at the day 18 of our AI internship course with industry internship. So here in today our new topic we are going to discuss is RAG. RAG means retrieval augmented generation, and we will be focusing on building a RAG chatbot. Okay, so in this session, we will explore how to build powerful or context-aware chatbots using this RAG technique, that is retrieval augmented generation technique. So whether you are a beginner or you are already familiar with the chatbot development, this session will guide you through building smart or responsive chatbots using some simple tools like N8 Pinecone, Google embeddings, etc. So we can go deep dive into each of the topic. So let's get started. So, what are the learning objectives today is that we will be focusing on a theory session because we need to understand what is RAG exactly, why we are using so many tools, etc. So today we will be getting a introductory section, and coming days, day 2 and day 3, we will be going hands on and we will be building a chatbot. Okay, so the learning objectives for today is that we need to understand what is chatbot, then the different types of chatbot, and what are traditional chatbots, and also we need to understand the fundamentals of RAG, what is the steps used in the RAG, etc., and also its architecture, its workflow, and also we will discuss what is N8N. Okay, N8N. This is very simple and very easy to use tool to create workflows. Okay, we will discuss what is N8N in today's session also. So before we start, what is a chatbot? Okay, I think you have an experience in using a chatbot. If I ask you to put any chatbot that you are familiar with or any chatbot you have used, any scenarios, can you put it in the chat box? Any scenarios in which you have used the chatbots before in any sites or any applications or anything? Uh, can you name any chatbots? Disha by IRCTC. Good. Any other? Any other, any shopping sites or any other mobile applications or anywhere? Do you see these types of chatbots? Yeah, sorry. Okay. Amazon, yeah, right. Yeah, the day-to-day life we are using knowingly or unknowingly we are using so many chatbots. Then for the beginners or anyone who are not understanding what is a chatbot, we can first look what is a chatbot. Okay, so a chatbot is a computer program that simulates human conversation. Okay, a chatbot is a computer program that simulates human conversation. That means it tries to talk and respond like a human would, like text or a voice. So you probably seen one before, like in so many websites or in any applications, like some pop-ups coming out. Like, how can I help you today? When you go to any bank applications or any Amazons or any shopping sites, or even in our IPSR website also, we have some chatbots that will pop up and ask you like, how can I help you today, like that. So day to day life we are encountering different chatbots in different applications. So what can a chatbot actually do? We can break down it. So that is, first the chatbot can actually answer your questions. That is, imagine you want to know the opening hours of a store, or the status of your order. You have placed an order and you need to know the status of your order, or you need to know the information about a store or a company, etc. Instead of waiting on hold or search through the pages, we are just simply asking to the chatbot. Then chatbot will give us the immediate answer. Okay, so firstly, chatbot is used to answer your questions, and it also used to help you perform tasks. Okay, for example, you might be booking tickets in movie, booking tickets for movie or even for railways or for flights. There are also a chatbot. By using chatbots, we can book the tickets. Also, in if you are thinking about like what account bank account chatbots, no, bank application chatbots, we can check your account balance, your means deposit details, etc. So instead of doing all that manually, the chatbot guides you through single step by step, making things faster and easier. So here is something really important, that chatbots can assist users automatically day or night. Okay, it is working 24 hours. So you do not they do not need any sleep. Whether it is 3 p.m. or 3 a.m., the chatbot will work. Okay, this means chatbots can give better service, that is 24 hour into 24 into 7 services. So they are used everywhere, and they can be used on websites for customer supports and question to ask any questions or report any issues in mobile applications, in messaging platforms. Even WhatsApp is used as a chatbot in nowadays. Okay, so Facebook messengers are there, Telegram bots are there. So many applications have this chatbots used. So many companies are using chatbots today. So chatbot is simply what? It's a computer program that simulates human conversation. Okay. Then, what is a traditional chatbot? We are going to study about a RAG chatbot. Okay. So, then before knowing what is a RAG chatbot, we need to differentiate between a traditional chatbot and a RAG chatbot. Okay. Then, what is a traditional chatbot? So, we are going into deeper. Like a traditional chatbot works using rules. Okay, simply remember that a traditional chatbot works using rules. That is, it will be scripted. Okay, that means every conversation will be scripted ahead of time, and that means the user can only ask the questions which are predefined questions. Because some only the question is given or predefinedly stored in the chatbot can only be asked by the user. If any other questions are asked, what the chatbot will say, "Sorry, I don't know," or "Sorry, I didn't get that," like that. So chatbots are really great at handling repetitive or structured tasks. Which chatbot? Traditional chatbots. So the traditional chatbots are very really great or useful in handling repetitive and structured tasks. So these tasks can happen over and over again. That is, the flow will be same. For example, FAQ, answering FAQ. FAQ means frequently asked questions. For that, we can use a traditional what chatbot. These are the questions people ask all the time, like what is the opening hours, or how do I reset my password, or how do I book the tickets, or how do I make the appointment for the doctor visit. Then tracking the orders, booking any movie tickets or anything. Well, whatever the activities, the steps will be predefined. That is, these are repetitive tasks. Okay. So if you want to know where your package is in the tracking orders, or if you want to handle basic banking tasks like checking account balance or checking recent transactions, etc., you can use this traditional chatbot, which is working based on rules. Predefined rules will be there. It will be scripted. Okay. But these traditional chatbots have what? Limitations. Mm. So they are easy to build because you can give some predefined rules. If it is asked this as a kind of questions, this will be answers. Like that, we can script it. So it is easy to build, but it cannot handle complex conversations because they do not understand the natural language. They do not understand the meaning of the sentence as we. Okay, they cannot think out of the script. So they will get stuck when users ask unusual questions. For example, if a user asks, when I booked a ticket for the movie yesterday, I got these issues. What will I do? So like that, if you are asking a question more in our natural language, or asking a question not in the script, what happens is that the traditional chatbot cannot handle that. What it will do, it will give up the answers like "Sorry, I don't know," or "Sorry, I didn't get that," like that. So to sum up, traditional chatbots are great point to start. They are simple, they are structured, and mostly they help in automating the basic repetitive task. Okay, so but as users need to grow, or the business may need to switch from AI-powered chatbots for smarter or flexible conversations, we need we need a RAG chatbot. Traditional chatbots do not have any AI-powered flexible conversations in that, but it's RAG chatbot, we will be giving an AI powered chatbot there, and in that, it is more human like. It can understand the meaning, and it can act as and give reply as a human. Okay, they are not predefined scripts. Okay, so here in the coming sessions, and we will be discussing the RAG chatbot. Then, what is a RAG chatbot? So let's understand by simple, powerful concept. That is what is RAG chatbot. So if I ask you a question, have you heard about RAG chatbot before? Have you heard the term RAG chatbot or used any RAG chatbot? If yes, put yes. If no, just put no. Okay, no. Okay, no. So others, have you heard about RAG chatbot anywhere? Just, I'm not asking you know the RAG chatbot. I'm just asking, have you heard about RAG chatbot? Okay, no. Okay, you are saying that no. Okay. So, RAG chatbot is simply, we can say that the chatbot that uses the RAG model. Okay. So, what we need to study? We need to study what is RAG and what is the workflow of RAG. Okay. So, a RAG chatbot is a type of intelligent chatbot that doesn't just generate answers on its own. What it do is that it retrieves the right information and generates a response based on that information. I repeat, a RAG chatbot is doesn't generate general answers or random answers. What it does is that it first retrieves the right information and then generates a response based on that information. Okay, so think of like this, that if a regular chatbot tries to answer everything from the memory, a RAG chatbot acts more like a smart assistant or more like a human. It looks things from the reliable sources like documents, databases, or websites, and then creates a helpful answer for the user. So, how does this actually work? There are two major steps. Basically, three steps are there. We will be seeing it in the workflow. But in beginner level, we can say that the basic two steps are retrieve step and the generate step. Then, first is the retrieve step. In this step, the chatbot takes the question and searches through the information or the sources that you have given. You will be giving so many sources, you will be giving so many documents, so many websites, so many databases to the chatbot before, and by searching that particular documents or that particular data, like any websites or any documents or PDF files, or even any other types of files, etc., it will be looking into that documents. Okay, given source of looking into the given source of information, just like searching through the library. Okay, that is the retrieve step. Retrieve step means, according to our question, it will be retrieving, or it will be searching the corresponding answer in the given documents. And coming to second step, it is a generate step. It means that once it finds the useful information, okay, once it finds the useful information from the given documents, the chatbot uses that to create a natural sounding response like a human like answer. Okay, human like answer. For example, exactly what you guys doing in the chat GPT, Gemini, etc. It's already general, but in RAG it will be specific. Why it is specific, we will be seeing in upcoming slides. Okay, so you can see that when we ask something to Gemini or when we ask something to chat GPT, it is giving something more human like answers, not pre-defined or pre-scripted answers. It will be giving something like more human like answers, exactly like a human answering the question. So that human like way is done in this generate step. Okay, it is very basically I am explaining in the science slide. Don't worry, we will be going deep into one by one in coming slides. Okay, then some of the examples we can say in the rat chatbot is like suppose we can say a customer service rat chatbot. Suppose there is a customer service and a customer service vendor needs a chatbot. They do not need a traditional chatbot. They are planning to build a rat chatbot. Then how it will work? There is an example given here. Suppose the user is asking to the customer service rat chatbot that what are your store hours? Okay. Any customer service, you can name it as XYZ. That is the customer service store. Okay. Then to that chatbot, a user is asking, what are your store hours? Then what does chatbot do? What does the rat chatbot do? The rat chatbot searches the company's internal document. Okay, there will be company's manual, company's internal documents will be there according to that XYZ company. Okay, so it will be looking into the documents of that particular company and searching for the store hours in that documents. Then it will retrieve the answer from that document. And after retrieving the answer, it will respond like our stores are open Monday to Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so it will be searching in the documents, taking the store hours, and it is generating a human-like response. What our stores are open Monday to Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, notice how it retrieves the exact up-to-date information before generating a response uh, that's helpful. Okay, so if you are saying with an employee support chatbot, suppose we need an employee support rat chatbot. Suppose an employee asks, "How do I apply for a vacation leave?" So employee need to know the procedures to apply for a vacation leave in that particular company. Then what does the rat chatbot do? The rat chatbot refers the internal HR policy documents of that company. It will refer the internal HR policy documents of that company, and then it will retrieve the right information. Okay, then it will generate a human-like response. For example, to apply for vacation leave, please submit your request to the HR portal at least 2 weeks in advance, like that. So, uh, what is the specialty is that the response is coming according to the what company specific responses, according to the company specific documents. Okay, for that is internal documents. So in both examples, the chatbot doesn't just answer from memory. It uses information from the sources you provide. Okay, these could be company documents, HR manuals, product guides, or any knowledge bases, structured knowledge bases. So in RAC, a knowledge base is nothing but where all the information is kept or stored. Okay, you may be hearing this knowledge base repeatedly. Knowledge base is nothing but where all the important information is kept and stored. Okay, where so that the AI can look into that uh, documents. All the documents or all the information that we are giving to the chatbot can act as the knowledge base where this chatbot is looking for the answer. Okay, so that is what makes the rat chatbot valuable in business settings, that it can answer questions accurately and consistently using organization's own data. Okay, I hope that you got an idea about what is a rat chatbot. If so, can you imagine or can you put a scenario where this rat chatbot can be used in your ideas? We have discussed the customer service support. We also have discussed the employee support. If in your mind, where it will be very useful, rat chatbot, any ideas you have, just put it in the chat box. Any domains or any scenarios you are thinking RAG will be very good there. Then what? what it will be. Put it in the chat box. Yes, Maria, in banks. Yes, we can use it in banks. Any other? Sukuti, Aloysius, ma'am, just academic. No, we need an LLM model. We will be discussing it in upcoming sessions. No worries. Okay, we need an LLM model. We will be using that. Upcoming sessions, you will get an idea on that. Any other scenarios rather than banks? Josuti, you got an idea, right? If yes, you just comment yes. Your question is answered, right? The answer is we need LLM and we will be discussing it in the further sessions, which LLM model we are going to use, etc. Okay, fine. Now responses. So I am just going with the next slide. Then what is exactly RAG? So before going into the practical session, we need to understand what is this RAG architecture. What exactly the three terms: retrieve, augment, and generation. That is retrieval, augment, and generation. What it means. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, you guys know the what abbreviation or the full form of RAG as retrieval augmented generation. So it's a hybrid AI technique that combines two powerful abilities. So it is an AI technique or an AI model that combines two powerful abilities, that is retrieving relevant information from external sources and generating human-like responses using that information. So I repeat, so retrieving relevant information from the external sources and generating human-like responses using that information. So in other words, it brings together strength of two systems, that is the retrieval system and a generation part. Okay, in the retrieval session or the retrieval part, it acts as a search engine. You can say retrieval as a search engine. It looks through the database or it looks through the documents that you have given. That is exactly like a search engine does. Okay, then in the second part, that is in the generation part, we will be using any language model, that is any natural language model, LLM models like ChatGPT or Gemini or any LLM model will be using that model we will be generating a human like response. Okay, we will retrieve the information from the document, we will give that retrieve information to an LLM like model like our ChatGPT or Gemini, any models, and using that LLM model will change this retrieved information to human-like responses. Okay, so these uses the retrieved information to compose what human response, which is helpful for us. Okay, so instead of relying on a pre-trained knowledge, RAG system can access real time up to date content from our own data or your own data. Okay, so to simply say, we can define RAG as a technique that helps a language model like ChatGPT give better answers by first retrieving information from the given knowledge bases or the documents and then generating using that information. Okay, so uh, like breaking it further, we can coming to an analogy. Okay, suppose we said that RAG has two, retrieval and generation. We can connect it with some example in real life, like unrest, like suppose you are asked to write an essay. Okay, you are asked to write an essay. What you will be doing? You guys will be going to searching books, or you will be going to Google. You will be taking so many resources, and you will search the topic. Okay, you will be searching the topic, and this is the retrieval step. Okay, you will be going through all the online resources, or any books, or any websites, or any, or even the GPT models, etc. You will be retrieving the information. Then, once you gather the information, what you will do? You will sit down and you will be writing the essay in your own words. That is the generating step. Okay, so retrieval is like searching the correct information, and generation is like gather by from the gathered information, writing the essay in on your own words. Okay, this is exactly how the RAG system works. It first gathers the right information, then uses to generate a coherent and relevant response. And the main thing is that the response or the information is retrieved from the documents that we provide. It is not retrieved from the general websites or anything. It will be retrieving information from the private documents or the internal documents that we provide. That is exactly RAG. So it is a combination that this combination makes RAG so powerful. That is search engine and human like response. Okay, both search engine and human like response are uh, done in the RAG. Okay, so we talked about how writing an essay is great analogy for RAG works. Okay, writing essay is a great analogy. We first gather information from different sources, and then we use the final piece by rewriting it in your own words. If I ask you, can you think of any other real life situations where this RAG analogy can be put, like this writing essay or anything? Can you guys can suggest any other real life analogy where we will be first collecting the information and then we will be creating something new? But think of any real life activity that works the same way as RAG. Like you will be first collecting the information and then use it to create or do something. Gemini is a general LLM model, right? I'm asking of a real life situation like writing an essay or anything that we human do. Any other situations where we can say it with an analogy for RAG? Yeah, planning a trip can be, you will be taking so many destinations, so many data, and you will be planning according to, you will be sitting and planning. You will be generating your own. Okay, good. Any others? Okay, fine. Suppose you are just need to cook something. Okay, one doubt, does RAG can live search on? Yeah, there are RAG architectures that can do this. Okay, in advanced level of RAGs, in Newton also there are ways. Okay, we will be starting with the basic one. Okay, so the other scenario or another analogy we can say is like, suppose you need to cook some dishes. What you will do? You will be collecting all the ingredients, right? That is the retrieval step. The cooking part is the generation step. Okay, why we are thinking of this analogy is like, if you need to understand more technical terms, it will be better when you connect it with your real life scenarios. You can remember the concepts easily. So always remember that RAG, the important two steps are there, retrieval and generation. And I repeat that it's not only two steps, there are three steps. But in the workflow, we will be detailing it. What is the third? That what is this augmentation comes here? Retrieval augmented generation, right? So then what is this augmentation? We will be discussing it in the further slides. Before that, why we need RAG? Okay, there are Gemini, there are ChatGPT models are there, so how many chatbots are there, AI chatbots are there, then why we need RAG? Why RAG is important? Okay, language models like GPT or Gemini, they have been trained on a massive amount of public information. Okay, massive amount of public information, but they don't know everything. Especially they don't know about what is in your private documents. Okay, if you are working in a, company, or if you are working in a, or if you are studying in a particular college, then according these Gemini or these ChatGPT do not have any access to documents of your college or of our company, etc. Okay, these language models do not have any uh, information or any access to the private documents. So when you ask something about the internal company policies or internal research reports or any specific manuals regarding to your own company or your own college, the GPT model or Gemini model will end up guessing. It will be giving guessed answers or hallucinated answers or even outdated or inaccurate information. For example, suppose if you are asking ChatGPT, I am working in IPSR, then how can I submit my expense report on our company? ChatGPT cannot answer the exact method, because ChatGPT do not know the exact procedure what we follow in IPSR. Okay. Sometimes ChatGPT may say like it may generalize it. It may give a hallucinated answer. So it cannot give any accurate answer. So in such cases, what we need a chatbot, or we need an architecture which have access to the internal documents or internal manuals of IPSR. Then it can go and check into that internal manuals and answer my question. There RAG comes. Okay, so RAG changes the drawback of such general LLM models. It makes the model smarter by letting it read your document first. Read your documents first means your private documents first before it even tries to answer your questions. Before trying to answer your question, it will be reading your private documents. So this means it isn't not just generating response from the memory, it is generating a response based on most relevant and up-to-date information present in our own sources. So this ability to personalize answers and ground them to your data makes RAG especially very useful in business. Okay, so we need to study about the workflow of the RAG. Um, After studying the workflow only, you will be able to create an application or create a chatbot, because understanding the workflow is very important. So basically, we can say that in workflow, RAG, as the term says, R for retrieve, A for augment, and G for generate. Retrieve means find useful information, and retrieve and generate we have discussed in the basic part. Like retrieve means find the useful information, generate means create a better response or human-like response. Then what is augment? That we need to understand. So first, the retrieve step. In this step, we will look for the useful information according to the question. So when you ask a question, the system doesn't guess the answer right away. Instead, it first searches through the collection of documents or knowledge bases to find the most useful information related to a question. So think of like using a search engine, but instead of searching the whole internet, we will be searching only into the trusted document set of specific set of trusted documents or the private files that we have given. So this is the retrieve step. This step is called the retrieve because AI is retrieving or pulling out the relevant pieces of information that will help answer your question. Then next comes A for augment. So we have found the information in the retrieve step. Okay, we have found the information in the retrieve step. We don't separate that information. We add that information to AI's knowledge. Okay, think of like this. When you are writing an essay, you would gather your notes, facts, references, look them while you write. So this step is really important because without it, the AI might give general or even wrong answers based on only on what it is trained on. So, but with augmentation, it has to update the specific right information to you before answering it. I think you may be having confusions in that. Do not worry. We will be going to a step by step flow. How it will be working by asking a question, how the response will be taken, and what will be having happening in this augment. So, in this level, understand like this: the information is given to the AI agent along with the context. That is augmentation. Okay, the retrieved information from the internal documents along with the context is given to the AI model. That step is known as augmentation. Then generate step means that the AI model using this input, the context and the retrieved input, what it will do, it will generate a human-like response. Okay, so if we break down this retrieve, augment, and generate step into a workflow, I will put it in a slideshow. We can understand it by using a diagram what actually happening here. Okay, so step by step we are going for a example. Suppose user is asking a question to a chatbot. What are the eligibility criteria for AI course in XYZ university? So the user is asking what are the eligibility criteria for AI course at XYZ university. Then what happens next is that the system, second step is the retrieval query is created. That is, the system creates a retrieval query. So first the user asks the questions. After asking the question, the system, the RAG system will create a retrieval query. Then what is a retrieval query? The system takes your question and turns it into a searchable query. For example, it means that it will simplify your question. Like it will be only taking, you have asked what are eligibility criteria for AI course in XYZ university. Then retrieving query means that it will be retrieving only or it will be taking only important meaningful words from that question like eligibility, AI course, XYZ university. So the system converts the user's question into a format that can search the knowledge base. This is called the retrieval query. Okay. Then in the third step, what happens is that in the third step, the relevant documents are retrieved. So using this retrieval query, okay, what is the retrieval query here? Our retrieval query is eligibility AI. Okay, fine. Okay, here. So, in this eligibility AI course, XYZ University is the retrieval query that the system has taken from the question. Using this retrieval query in the step 3, relevant documents are retrieved. That means we will be looking into the knowledge base. We will be having a knowledge base. In that knowledge base, we will be feeding the knowledge base with the private documents of XYZ University. So, in that knowledge base, suppose the knowledge base as a kind of library, okay, just as a library. So it will be taking the retrieval query and looking into this knowledge base. For example, suppose we have found something like some line like this in this knowledge base: as to be eligible for a course, applicants must have a minimum background in computer science and or mathematics and a minimum grade of or GPA of 3.0. Okay, so suppose This is the knowledge. This is the knowledge retrieved from the knowledge base. Okay. Then in the fourth step, what happens is that a full prompt is created, and this fourth step is known as the augmentation step. That is, a full prompt is created. That is, the system puts a question. What is the question? Eligibility AI course XYZ University. You have asked that question, right? What are the eligibility criteria of AI course at XYZ University? So the system puts your question together with the retrieved information to complete the prompt. I repeat, the system combines the question, okay, this question with the retrieved information from the knowledge base, and this after combining it will create a full prompt for the LLM model. Okay, so full prompt. Suppose the full prompt will be in the form of like, user asked what are the eligibility criteria for the AI course at XYZ University. Here is some related information. To be eligible for AI course, applicants must have background in computer science or mathematics and a minimum GPA of 3.0. Okay, so what happens is that firstly the user asks the question. The question is converted to a retrieval query, shortened that. Using that shortened form, we looked into the knowledge base, and from that knowledge base, matching to this corresponding question or the corresponding retrieval query, documents are taken, the sentences are taken, and this retrieved information along with the user asked question is combined together and is formed as a prompt which can be given to a chatbot. LLM chatbots, LLM models, sorry, chatbot, not chatbot, LLM models like ChatGPT or Gemini, etc. So that combination or combining of this question along with the retrieved information, that is the context. This is our context. Our question is our context. Context along with the retrieved information is known as the augmentation. Okay, so in augmentation part, the full prompt will be created. Then this prompt will be given to any LLM model, either ChatGPT or any Gemini or any DeepSeek or any LLM model, and this prompt will be given to them, and that LLM model will generate a human-like response. For example, if you have given this prompt to this ChatGPT model, then how you will be getting the outcome reply as a human-like. To apply for AI course at XYZ University, you need a background in computer science or mathematics and a GPA of 3.0. So the context along with the retrieved information is given to the GPT model or an LLM model, any LLM model, and that LLM model will create the response. And this response creation part is known as generation part. So step 3 shows the retrieval part, step 4 shows the augmentation part, and step 5 shows the generation part, that is retrieval, augment, and generation. So this is how the RAG works. You will be asking the question. From the question, retrieval query will be taken. Using that retrieval query, we will be searching the knowledge base, and matching information will be retrieved. The matching information retrieved along with the context. Context here means our question. A full prompt will be created, and this step is known as the augmentation step, and the full prompt will be given to any LLM models, and this LLM model using that prompt will generate a human-like response, and that part is known as the generation part. Okay, I hope that you got an idea. If so, I will be asking you some question like, can you put the order or type the order in the shuffled step? I will be putting shuffled step in the chat box, and you can order it according to the RAG working. Okay, suppose I am saying that answer, then ask, then combine, then what search. So these are the shuffled steps. If you have understand the RAG workflow, then you can arrange it according to the RAG step, the flow in the RAG. What will be coming first, then what will be the next, then third, which one will be last, which step will be. So please rearrange and put it in the chat box. What will be the first? What will be second? What will be third and fourth? This is shuffled one. According to rag, what will come first? Then what will be second? According to okay. Ask, search, combine, answer. Okay, others. Yes, many of you have said it. Aparna, Akshita. Yeah, good, good. Ask, it will firstly ask, it will retrieve the research, then it will combine the prompt, combine the retrieve information with the context, that is the recommendation. Then it will be given to the LLM models and answer will be generated. Yes, very good. Then in to check your understanding, I may ask some more questions like suppose a chef, real world scenario, okay? I just need to check whether you got the idea or the concept. So I am asking some questions. So suppose there is a chef. Chef means something who is cooking. Okay, chef. So chef want to cook a special dish. Hmm? So connect it with the rack. I will ask the scenario. If you think like it is a retrieve part, then put R. If you think like it is an augment part, then put A. If you think like it is an generation part, then put G. Okay. So the first scenario is the chef is going to the fridge or the pantry or the storeroom and is collecting all the right ingredients. What is the step? R, A, or G? The chef is going to the pantry or fridge and taking all the right ingredients for his dish. What is the step? Retrieve, recommend, or generate. RAG. Anyone? Only Aparna is answered the question R. Others. The chef is collecting the ingredients. Then what is that step? Yes, just put R if retrieval, just put G if it is generation. Need to check did you got the concept? Okay. Josuti, you do not have any answers. Marin, then what? Akshita, collecting useful information. What is that part? Okay, fine. For time being, Aparna and Maria, it's correct. It's retrieval side. We are just collecting the information. It means we are collecting the ingredients. Means it is the retrieval in RAG. Okay. Then suppose if the chef is collected all the ingredients and the chef carefully studies the recipe. How much needed for that, or how much what how quantity like that. If he or she is examining the ingredients, how to use them in that, how to use these such ingredients to prepare that dish, then what will be that step? Augment, generate, or retrieve? chef is examining the ingredients and checking how to use that ingredient. Yes, Maria, it's augmentation. If the chef is cooking the dish, if he is preparing the dish and serving, then what it will be? Preparing the dish and he is serving. Generation or augmentation or retrieval. He or she has prepared the dish and serving. Okay, Abarna sees it as G, others. Okay, Malia. Yeah, correct. Generating. So always uh, remember this flow. Uh, if you understand this flow, it will be very easier to understand the in-depth concepts of RAG. Okay, this is a basic understanding of RAG. Okay, then comes the next question: how this knowledge base will be created, or how we will store the data. We have seen some knowledge base here, no? The step is here. We know that how this will be taking the steps. So step two, retrieval query, then going to knowledge base, checking for the matching queries. We know that. Then how this knowledge base will be created? That is next focus. Okay. So how we will store data? Hmm? So to store the data, the step one what we want to do is we need to prepare documents. Okay, you need to prepare your documents before the system can retrieve anything. We have to give it something to work with, right? We need to give the documents because RAG is basically working on the private documents or our own documents. So these documents we can call it as source documents. Hmm? And these documents can be PDF files, document files, JSON files, web pages, websites, everything. So we will be looking into PDF session in our hands-on part. So whatever the input documents or the source documents we are giving or we are setting that documents, the collection of that documents we can say it is knowledge base. Okay, so any files that containing the useful knowledge is known as that knowledge base. So what we actually do is that we will prepare our documents and we will break these documents into smaller chunks of text. Okay, we will break the documents into smaller chunks, small parts. Sometimes it may be small words, sometimes it may be part sentences. Okay, in different scenarios, different techniques are used. At this level, please understand that we break the documents into smaller chunk of text. Mm? Like cutting the book, if you have a pages of book, then we will be cutting that content into paragraph or into sentences or into words like that. There are several methods for that, making into the chunks. So understand like this. We will be prepare the document means we will have all the documents which are containing the specific information or the company related information. Then we will we will break them into smaller chunks of text. And the second step is that what we do is we will create embeddings. Okay, we will create embeddings. Does anyone heard about embeddings? Yes, put yes or no. Embeddings. Anyone heard about embeddings? Okay, just what you have heard about. Okay, in which context? In NLP or anything you have heard that? Any embedding model you are familiar with? have got that session on LLM transformers, right? You have been seeing these embeddings there. So it will be easy for me to explain. Okay, fine. So what we do is that we will be prepare our documents. We will take the document and break it into chunks, and these chunks are converted to embeddings. Okay, then each chunk is converted to embedding. So to convert that into embeddings, what we want to do is we need an embedding model. And what this means? So embedding models are tools that turn words into numbers. But not just random numbers. These numbers capture the meaning of the text. Okay, I repeat, embedding models are tools or the models that turn the words into numbers, not just numbers, but the numbers holding or capturing the meaning of that text. Okay, and these numbers are known as vectors. Okay, these numbers are known as vectors. So a sentence called or sentence saying like AI eligibility criteria and another sentence like requirements for AI course would look similar in embeddings. In numerically, if we convert the sentence as AI eligibility criteria and requirements of AI course, if we convert both separately into embeddings, that is numerically, when we convert those into vectors, what happens is that the numerical form, the vectors of the both will be similar because they have same meaning. Okay, so the numbers, the vectors are not random numbers, they are the numbers that shows or that carries the meaning or capture the meaning of the particular text. There are different embedding models available. OpenAI have embedding models. Then sentence bot embedding models. I think you may be hearing Transformer about that. And also Hugging Face models are there. Even Gemini, Google Gemini embeddings are there. We will be using Gemini, Google Gemini embeddings. Okay. In our session, we will be using that. So in preparing the document, preparing the document means to store the data. To create our knowledge base, we first need the document, then we will break that document into chunks, and each chunk will be transformed into vectors, that is embeddings, that holds the meaning of that data. Hmm? Now we need a place to store these embeddings. That is, we need a place to store these vectors, these numerical meaning, captured meaning vectors. For that, we use vector databases. So once we have our turned text into numbers, that is embeddings or vectors, we need a place to store them. These place we can call it as vector databases. Vector databases are nothing but the database used to store vectors, embeddings. Okay, so it is designed to hold all those number representations or embeddings and quickly find similar ones when a new question is asked. Some popular vector databases are, we can say, anyone know any vector databases? Name of any vector databases? Yeah, ChromaDB. Yeah. Okay. So there are many. There is ChromaDB is there, then Pinecone is there. We will be using Pinecone. Okay. So when you ask a question, the AI doesn't just guess; it searches the database. We will be searching this Pinecone. We will be using Pinecone. So the Pinecone database, and it will search into the vectors having the same meaning and using that information will be retrieved in the retrieve step from the knowledge bases. So just a simple recap, we can say that in storing data, first we need the documents, and these documents are converted or broken into chunks, smaller parts. Then these chunks are turned into embeddings that are smart numbers holding the meaning, that is vectors, and these vectors are stored in a vector database, and this vector database acts as the knowledge base. Okay, so later when we ask a question, where the actual searching is done in the vector database that we are using. Okay, I hope that you got an idea. So we have two phases here. Okay, first we need to first create a knowledge base, then only we can create a chatbot. Okay, there are two phases in our development. Okay, so just to understand it in a more clear manner, we have a flow chart here. So this is complete flowchart of or complete workflow of RAG, including the knowledge base creation. Hmm? So first we can start us. So the first we will take the document. Suppose our documents are in the PDF or manual or web pages, etc. We will take the documents and we break them into chunks, and that documents, that chunks are given to any embedding models. Then we will create an embeddings, and those embeddings will be stored in a vector database, and this vector database will be our knowledge base. Okay, then when user asks a query, user is going to, this is the first phase. We need to create a knowledge base. Then the second is what happens? The user will ask a question, and user will ask a question. User will be asking the question in human-like language, right? User will be asking questions not in the embedded form. They will be asking questions in human-like English words, etc. But the vector DB is containing what? Embeddings. So what we want to do? We need to convert the user query again into embeddings exactly with the model that we have used before creating the vector database. Okay, I repeat, the system when the user asks a query, the user is asking what? English like words queries, but these words are not stored in vector DB. Vector DB, the embeddings are stored. So in order to compare that, what we want to do, we need to convert the user query into embeddings. So we need to use an embedding model there too. Which embedding model? The same embedding model that we have used before in creating the knowledge base. So when the user asks a query, what happens? It will be given to the embedding model, and the embeddings of that particular query will be created, and using that embedding we will search in the vector database, that is our knowledge base, and similar information is retrieved from the vector data, and that retrieved information along with the query, that is our augmentation part, okay, along with our query is given to what? Our any LLM model, any ChatGPT or Gemini model, and that model, using that complete context query plus context prompt, create a human-like response. Okay, so there are two phases. First phase we will be creating knowledge base. In the second phase will be the what? Chatbot generation. So that's how RAG combines search with AI to deliver accurate and context-aware answers. Okay, context-aware answers. So then you will be wondering, or you will be thinking, how we will do all these things? Do we need any code or anything? So yes, we can do all this RAG implementation using Python programming language, but it's it needs more coding knowledge. So to build a RAG, traditional RAG are you created using Python, like LangChain, Haystack, etc. Different frameworks are there to create LLMs, RAG LLMs, etc. A transformer architecture creation, we can use Python, but what our session focus is that our session is focusing on no code approach. That is, you never have heard about AI agents. We are just creating the workflow. No code is there. We are just creating the workflow, and the workflow will be automatically run. Okay, so we will be focusing on that. So no worries if you are do not have any Python you have the Python knowledge because you have completed the Django sessions, many image generation sections, etc. But still, if you are having any concern that you are not advanced in Python, no issue is that to complete the RAG chatbot. In our session, we are going for a no code approach. That no code approach will be uh, taken using will be created using a very AI agent creation tool known as N8N. Okay, N8N. N8N is simply a visual workflow automation tool. It is an automation tool. We can create so many workflows there, and it will be automatically run. That means in our creation of RAG chatbot, there is no Python, no complex installation or step setups, just drag and drop. Okay, we will be creating workflow by dragging and dropping, and we will be visualizing it. That is our what A. Mm. So then what is an N8N? Maybe we need to get an overview of N8N. N8N, it has so many uses, but we can look what generally what it is mean. It is a workflow automation tool. It is a visual platform. It's a workflow automation tool, and it lets you connect different devices. You can connect Google Drive, you can connect Pinecone, Gemini, even your WhatsApp or your Facebook, Telegram, like that, your social media apps, etc. Using this N8. Just drag and drop steps. Simply, we can say N8 is a no code, sometimes low code, but in our cases, we are not using any code. We can say that it is no code or low code. Workflow automation tool that connects apps, connects applications. So instead of writing code, we will build the logic. We will build the logic visually using some tools or using some elements in the N8. So no code, no code. So it is very great and beginner friendly, and it can be used by non-developers also. So N8 is very easy. Then it can connect different applications, different APIs or logic, etc. So many applications are there. In our case, we will be using it for RAG development. Okay. And it's best one for creating chatbots, automations, and AI integrations. Okay. So without writing a line of code, we will be doing the RAG chatbot in our session. Okay. So there are some examples that we are going to discuss in what all task a N8 can do. Different applications that we can do in N8. Suppose, for example, you need to send automatic email reminders. Like if you want to send automatic email reminders, you can create workflows in N8. If you need to fill a Google Sheet automatically every day at the time of 7 p.m. Up to 7 p.m. you need to create you need to fill a Google Sheet automatically. Then you can do it with N8. You just create workflow and simply sit. It will be automatically filling that sheet at that particular time. If you want to get your daily report to your email, it can be automated using N8. You can use so many AI chatbots, even RAG chatbots, or even ChatGPT using not RAG but the general AI chatbots. No, like that also you can use N8. If auto reply type of chatbot, you can create workflows in N8. You can summarize. You need to create a chatbot that can summarize your PDF. Then you can you can create a workflow in N8. Then if you want to come into marketing and social media, if you want to uh, regularly post, if you are a digital marketing employer, you need to do a marketing means using an automation tool by posting to LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook automatically at a period of time. Then you can create workflow in N8 and you can uh, create workflow and you can automate it. You can send welcome emails in your blog, new subscribers, track your followers, mentions, etc. by creating workflows. So you can connect so many applications: Google Sheet, Slack, ChatGPT, Gemini models, Pinecons, etc. Different applications can be connected one by one using, it's connected in this N8. So many more applications are there, but what we are going to learn is we will be looking into how we can build a RAG chatbot using N8. Okay. So before we discuss, now you got an idea about N8 and then how we will use it. So we can two methods. There are two methods we can use for N8. One, you can use cloud version of N8. Second method is that you can install N8 in local system. But what we are going to plan is we are going to plan method 1. Okay, method 2, you cannot deploy the chatbot. But here in our session, we will be deploying a working model. We will be creating a chatbot, and you will be sending the link of that chatbot with me, and I will be testing that chatbot. Okay. So we will be focusing on method one, that is how to use the cloud version of N8. So you may be thinking that N8 is free, but it is not free. It's a paid one. But for studying it, you can get a 14-day free trial. Okay. So N8 are giving 14-day free trial offer. So I just want to remember is that if you are there will be task for this RAG chatbot element. There will be two tasks. So what we want to do is, if you are planning to, if you have any delays, or if you have any other priorities, and you may have any delay in creating or submitting that task, please ensure that only take the account before 14 days prior to that. Why? Because after 14 days, you will be losing that workflow. Otherwise, you will need to get it paid. So we are not focusing on any paid versions. We to learn the basic RAG chatbot development, we can get a free trial. Remember that within 14 days of taking the account, submit the task in the LMS. Okay. Okay. So first of all, we need to take an account. For that, I will copy the link of official N8 page. Oh, something. Okay, this is my dashboard. When you go to this, you will get a some questions are there. I will answer it, Josuti. After completing this workflow, I will answer. Come back to your questions. Okay. So here, this is the official link. Just app.n8.register. No need of this junk one. So when going to this official website, you can see something like this. I already have an account in N8, so I will not recreate this. Okay. So you can see a start automate today. I will put it in slideshow. So you take an account. You can take a free account. Just get registered. Give your full name. Company mail means give your what personal email. No need of any company email. You give your at gmail.com any personal email. Then you will be given some password. Give the password. Account name. Any unique account name you can give it. Then go for start free 14-day trial. When you go give that, some questions will be asked. How do you know about N8? Are you a team member? How many teams are there? Like that, so many questions will be answered. Just answer the questions. Just click the options. Just go with it. Go with the flow. Okay. Then it comes to a window like your workspace is ready, and it will be also asking you, do you need to collaborate with the teams like that? Just skip that step. Okay, if any step is asking like, okay, if any step is asking like team member setup, please skip that step. Okay, any questions? Some questions will be asked in between, like how do you know about an N8? What is your expert area? Like that. In that cases, just give the answer. Take the answer from the pop-up, and then give start automating. Once you do this, you will get an email in your mail ID. Notification email. You need to verify your email ID. You need to verify your email ID. After verifying the email ID, come back to the N8 window. Then you will be saying like, what's your name? Then if it is Josuti is there, then you will be getting welcome Josuti. Okay. Then what? Something to for two options will be there in that screen. You can use this start from scratch. Okay, so go to the link, take the account. Remember that if you are taking the account within the 14-day free trial period, you need to submit what task. Otherwise, you will be losing the workflows. So go to the website, take the account. What are prompted according to that? Do it, and they ensure to verify your email with the N8, and then take the start from scratch. When you go with the start from scratch, you will get an workflow creation window according to your system theme. Suppose I will show my window. This is my window because it's a dark theme. Okay, this is the workflow creation in N8 window. We have just drag and drop only here. Okay, so this is the way we are going to follow N8. Just for your information only, you are not supposed to do this. Just for information, you can also use N8 locally, but the problem is that we cannot deploy that. We need to deploy it in in our own servers. If we use N8 cloud version, the benefit is that it also supports us in Pi. So here we will be discussing this step. You are not supposed to do that. If you anyone interested to check this N8 and how it will be installed in the system, you can do that. If your system is Windows, what you want to do is first you need to install Node.js, then come to the command prompt, give npm install n8 and -g, then to start the n8 and start. Then you will be asked to click O. When you put O, the same window will be opened in your local system. But we are not using that. Just for information, I am sharing. Okay. In order to locally set up N8, what I want to do is you need Node.js. You first need to install that. Then using npm command, you need to install N8. And to open the N8, you need to give N8 start in the command prompt, in your Windows command prompt. Then when you give the N8 start, they will be asking click O to open. Then it will be opening the N8 locally, not the cloud version. What you want to do is you want to work for the cloud version because then only we can deploy it. Otherwise, we need to study further for deployment and server management, etc. That's not our focus. So just understand there is a method to also installing it locally. Okay. So this is the primary tool we are going to use in creating our workflow, that is N8. Okay, today we are not going to do any workflow creations. So before we wind up the session, I need to give you an overview of what we are going to do. Okay, what application we are going to planning to create that chatbot. Okay, so we are going to build a course recommender RAG chatbot for IPSR. So we are going to build a course recommender chatbot for IPSR. So we can call that chatbot as Ask IPSR. Okay, we can call that chatbot as Ask IPSR. So it is designed to give an instant help for course related question, and we are using the free version of N8, so we have some restrictions and we can get up to 60 to 70% accuracies. Okay, free versions do not have all the features, but all basic features which can give a model of 60 to 70% accuracies, which is much enough. Okay, so to make the chatbot work, we are planning the session into two phases. First phase, we will be creating the knowledge base. That is tomorrow. Day 2, we will be creating the knowledge base. That is, we will be creating a workflow for creating a knowledge base. What that first phase will do, it will take the PDF file or any Excel file or CSV file, whatever the files, you will take the file, load the data, means take the data, convert into embeddings and store that data into vector store. We will create one workflow for that. That is our tomorrow's day. Then the day after tomorrow, the third session, we will be creating the chatbot. The second workflow we will be creating a workflow for chatbot, the actual chatbot, the logic. We will be asking question, we will be having a window and we will be putting question and the chatbot will be answering us, taking information from the knowledge base. So this is our plan. We are going to build Ask IPSR. Okay, so a course recommender RAG chatbot for IPSR in two phases. In first phase, knowledge base creation that we will be creating tomorrow, and in the second phase, we will be creating the actual chatbot, and that will be our day 3 agenda. Okay, so by this we are winding up the session. Okay, There are some queries addressed by Josuti. How can we convert a PDF of 50 plus pages into embeddings? There are methods, but here in Venn we will be configuring that. How many pages, taking how many parts may need to be created, and how to load the PDF, etc. We will be creating workflows in N8 and N8 will do it for us. Okay. Then can we use N8 for scheduled web crawling and detecting change and incremental update to the? Yes, we can do. We can watch our our knowledge bases, any change in the knowledge bases or any update in the knowledge bases or in the vector DB, it can monitor. Okay, there are so many features available in N8 and many of them are available in the paid versions. You can just go and check the plans. It's paid, but in the free trial is enough for us to build the Ask IPS app. Okay, so before we wind up, if anyone have any questions, please put it. So meanwhile, please see this Google form. Okay. Meanwhile, others please fill the Google form. Link shared with the feedback form. Okay. So the question is that can RAM differentiate very minute difference of cursor queries? Yes, of course, it can. If database contains both information, yes, it can. The embedding that all things are will be created or depending upon the embedding model that we are using. There are different embedding models are there. Gemini have, OpenAI have different embedding models are different accuracies and different methods. Now we will be using Gemini, Gemini embeddings, and you will understand what when you do it hands-on on that. Some configurations we are setting in between regarding this. Okay, there are cosine similarity. There is a term like that. We will be setting that in pinecone vectors. Okay. Marin, can RAG logic work in structured databases like SQL? The thing is that SQL like structured databases, the data is exactly what words, right? The structured databases cannot store or cannot handle vectors. In order to, if we are using structured databases and if we are creating a chatbot and we are asking the question and we are finding the text to text similarity directly, if these words are there, these words are there like that, then it will be a traditional chatbot, right? So it will not be a RAG chatbot. For RAG chatbot, meaning is searched. For meaning, we need not the word. We are taking the meaning. For meaning, what we need? We need to get the embeddings. Embeddings means we need to create vectors. So to store the vectors, our structured databases cannot store vectors. They are not designed for that. For that, we need vector databases. Okay, by using embeddings only, we can check the meaning of the meaning and context. So we need vector databases for that. Giving wrong answer if we use similarity methods, how we can overcome. But is there any possibility of giving wrong answers? Yes, there are possibilities. Even ChatGPT is giving us wrong answers, right? They hallucinate. So what we want to do is we can tune by using a system message. Okay, you will be understanding what is system message in I think in day 3. So we will be using a system message, and we will there is a step by step message. It's simply a script. In that message, we will be clearly defining no hallucination, nothing will be there. So we will get an idea for this in day 3, Josuti. in day 3. There are uh, there will be mistakes, there will be hallucinations, but we can control. So that I ask said the test. Ask us IPS are up to 60 to 70 percentage accuracy. Yes, system prompts cannot. So we are using the LLM models. What the LLM models can use is we can use that in the RAG, but we can fine tune. Fine tune in the sense we can say the model how to act, how to do not hallucinate, or how to act, what your tone, etc. You can make the model to answer the questions like the system message that will be covered in day 3. So others, please take a note to take a moment to feel the feedback. If no more questions, we can wind up for today. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. we will have the day 2 of Rack Chatbot development. And tomorrow we will be creating the workflow for the creation of the knowledge base. And thanks for your attention. And we will see you in the next session. Thank you and happy learning. Thank you all.